In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to build a REST API with Appwrite. We'll walk through setting up a new project in Appwrite Cloud, preparing authentication for testing, creating a database to store data, adding a function that powers your API logic, and finishing with a site you can use for documentation or a simple client. I'll explain why each step matters so you understand the bigger picture while keeping everything straightforward and practical. Start by heading to the Appwrite Cloud console in your browser and sign in. The console is your control center for everything you'll build: projects, AUth, databases, functions, and more. Once you're in, create a new project. You'll see a button to create a project right on the dashboard. Give your project a clear, descriptive name so you can recognize it later, especially if you work with multiple environments like development and production. When you're happy with the name, confirm the creation to land inside your new project space. Next, open the auth section. This is where you manage users and sessions. For API work, having at least one test user is incredibly helpful because many endpoints will require authentication. Go ahead and create a user now. You can use a placeholder email for testing and keep notes on what role this user represents in your system. The goal here is to ensure you have a predictable way to authenticate while you develop and verify your endpoints. If you plan to support multiple AUth methods later, that's fine. Today, we just need a basic user to proceed. With IAuth in place, move to databases. This is where your API's persistent data will live. Create a new database and give it a name that reflects your domain, like something related to the resource your API exposes. You can keep the naming simple and consistent with your project. After the database is created, you'll be ready to add collections and attributes when you define the data your API will store and return. Even if you don't model everything right now, having the database created means your functions can start integrating with it as soon as you're ready. Now, head to functions. Functions are the backbone of your REST API and Appwrite. They run your server-side code and can respond to HTTP requests. Create a new function and choose how you want to manage code. If your code is already in version control, connect a Git repository so deployments are automatic and auditable. This is great for teams and for proper release management. If you're just experimenting or starting from scratch, use the Quick Start option to spin up a function with a starter template. Either way, you'll end up with an executable function where you'll write your endpoint logic, validate inputs, talk to your database, and format responses. Keep your function small and focused on one responsibility at a time, and consider returning consistent JSON payloads so your clients are easy to maintain. As you iterate, remember that Appwrite functions support environment variables for secrets and per environment settings, which helps you avoid hard-coding anything sensitive. Finally, visit sites. Create a site to host a static front-end, API documentation, or a minimal test client for calling your endpoints. This is optional for the API itself, but it's extremely useful for demos, onboarding teammates, or building a lightweight playground to verify requests and responses. Creating a site now sets you up to move faster later, and because it's integrated in the same project, your workflow stays centralized. At this point, you've assembled the essential pieces of a REST API with Appwrite, a project to contain everything, ETH to manage users, a database for persistent storage, a function to handle your API logic, and a site you can use for docs or testing. From here, you can flesh out your data model with collections and attributes, expand your function code to handle different routes and methods, and refine permissions so only the right users can access each resource. Keep naming consistent, commit code early and often, and test with your sample user as you go. Thanks for following along, and I'll see you in the next one.